Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my September haul. I was pretty good in the month of September. I only bought 7 books and 4 of them were during Barnes & Noble's 50% off sale. 3 of them I got from thrift books. So I guess I got 8 books because I then proceeded to buy 2 Dark Reigns, the 3rd Kendar Blake book, because I was curious. Let's get into it. So the first one is one of the Barnes & Noble books, and that is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. This one I bought because I accidentally bought the second one without realizing that there was a first one, as I have a habit of doing, and I needed to read the first one before I could get to the second one, obviously. This one is about women, namely the daughter of Jekyll, the daughter of Hyde, the assistants apparently of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, and then we find more with the last names Rappaccini, Catherine Moreau, and Justine Frankenstein. So basically if you take all of these sort of Victorian era monsters and make it their daughters, you get this book. I am excited to read it because I'm really curious if it's going to be any good, but since I have the first 2, I'm hoping it's going to be. Then I got A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. This is a middle grade science fiction about a girl who has to go find her father somewhere out in the universe. I've already read this, so watch out for it in my September wrap-up, but suffice to say it's not my cup of tea. However, the movie was really good. I then got The Last Endling by Catherine Applegate. This is, well, what is this? This is a middle grade fantasy about the last of endlings, apparently, who goes off on a quest to end a war, I think. Mostly I just liked the cover and it was one of those half-off books, and I thought it would be kind of a light, fun read. I then got Fire Study by Maria V. Snyder. I have the first one, Poison Study, and I bought this one without realizing that it was the 3rd one, not the 2nd one, so at some point in the near future I have to go buy the 2nd one, which doesn't really matter right now because I haven't read this first one. But in the first one, the main character is forced to become a taster for the king because she's done something that deserves that apparently, and obviously it continues on, but I don't know how or where it goes. Reagan over at Prue's Project absolutely adores this series, and that's a pretty good recommendation, so I'm hoping to be able to get into it fairly soon. I then bought A Crown for Cold Silver and A Blade of Black Steel by Alex Marshall. I have read Cold Silver before. My sister owns this book actually, and she was reading through it much more slowly when we were on a trip, and I ran out of books, so she let me read her copy of it, and I enjoy it. It was very militaristic, which took me a little bit longer to get through, but I do want to continue the series. Also, Piera over at Piera Ford recently read this series and loves it. Not quite as much as she likes Nevernight, which is fair, but either way I do still want to read it. Hence the buying of the 2nd one, both of which I got on thrift books. Then I got The Continent by Kira Drake. This is a YA fantasy about a girl who gets a trip to go from, I assume this, which looks like an island of some sort, to the continent. And there she gets involved in a war that she had no idea of the scope. It goes from there. This one just sounded interesting, and again it was a 50% off, so I think it was somewhere close to $8 or $9. I am excited to read this, but because it's not high up on my priority list, it might take a couple of months. And the last one, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is 2 Dark Reigns by Kendar Blake. This is the 3rd in the 3 Dark Crowns series by her, about 3 princesses or queens. They're royals. I still don't get that, but 3 sisters who have to kill themselves to kill each other, pardon me, to become queen. That's all I'm gonna say because there's a lot that happens in the 2nd book. There's really nothing that happens in the 1st book. It's not important to me, but the 2nd book was pretty good, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here, even though the 2nd book didn't really leave on a cliffhanger. Those are all of the books that I bought in September. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe down below. My Goodreads and Twitter are both linked in the down bar if you want to check those out, and I will also leave Piera and Reagan's channels linked down below if you want to check those out, which you should. I will see you in my next video. Bye!